So this might be the most important smoke. Basically, you're around here. You aim just on the middle of this. You see, this tile is a bit darker. This tile's a bit darker, kind of like the other lighter tiles. At the top of the darker tile, or the corner of the darker tile, you're just running forward and you're bouncing it off there. And that smoke just lets you cross into checker. And if you cross in the checker, you can also just YOLO the smoke, and you'll probably be able to be fine. So that's another possibility for a rush. Is you can just do that smoke, but that's 2 smokes for a rush instead of 1 smoke for a rush. So keep that in mind. But basically you're standing on this line, on this line as well, but halfway up you're like white, gray, white, tan. It's your part right here until you get to the brown. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna run forward and throw it, and it's so fiddly and diddly that I would recommend just flashing it. But you do you, Glen Coco. Start off the smokes with CT/tree. So there's 2 ways to smoke this off. First one is for like a setup, not really a rush. And it is a lot better than the other one. But if you're rushing, don't do it. You want to put your crosshair on this dot, obviously standing on top of the thing in here. And what you want to do is put your crosshair on the dot and move it to the left. Not to the left enough to be in the middle right here, but to the left enough to almost not be on the dot. This one takes a little bit of fiddling with, but it is very good. And I'll show you, and you can notice that it doesn't come out up to right here. It stays. The other way to smoke it off is right here. You pretty much stand anywhere in here. You just on the middle line at the height of the ramp, lamp. You run and throw, and it smokes it off. There's some fiddling you can do again, but the reason why it's not as good is because with this smoke, a CT can just kind of use it to get into sight. So the next smoke is going to be from middle of sight. The way you do it is you line up in the middle of this box, turn around, these 2 metal pieces, like not part of the roof, in the other room, past the window. You aim right under that, right under where they meet. It's going to bounce off the ceiling there, and, or the roof I guess, and smoke off sight. It's going to, the angles it smokes off, or everything except this. So it smokes off this. So for middle, there's a 2 main ways to hold it, or to do it. So first, there's the wall of smokes. Now the wall of smokes is there's 2 smokes. For the first one, you line up right here and aim in the middle of this window area, and that smokes off the right side. So it smokes off white box. That's essentially what it does. Smokes off white box, and pretty much all angles touching white box. So you combine that with the next smoke, which is this one at this corner, aim in the very corner, right there. And both these smokes you're supposed to follow with a flash, and the flash will pop somewhere around like right here, again on this line obviously. And that will smoke off the Z connector. So you put those 2 smokes together, and you have a wall of smokes at mid that you can do stuff and things with. So you can kind of just run out, check your close angles, obviously, and play around. So the other way to take mid is by just smoking off the Z and trying to pick the other guy, or you can also end up smoking him off as well. But you run up this line with your crosshair placed right here on this line, and right when you hit the line basically, or right when you can't like see this line anymore, you're gonna want to throw it. the timing is very loose for it. It's kind of hard to mess up. And, you know, it's just so easy. A good thing to combine with that is the smoke. You basically run up this line with your crosshair placed on the ceiling, right where this gray mesh thing, I guess, is that wood? Wood. Meets the ceiling, the roof. With the smoke primed, and right when it touches the blue, you're going to want to do a jump throw. And I don't think I was actually running for that, but yeah, no, it's fine. It smokes off just this part, so you can pick like this, or you could just kind of jump through here. It really just smokes off the initial peak right here, because that's where the upper can see you. So there's a lot of smokes you can do with A-main. The most notable are there's 3 smokes from right here. One right here, one right here, one right here, and they all aim at the exact same dot. So you stand here, you aim at, it's these 2 prominent dots. You'll throw one.
Smoke.
Your teammate will stand here and throw one.
Smoke.
Your teammate will stand here and throw one.
Smoke.
And obviously, this smoke needs to be thrown first. The one that just landed needs to be thrown first. So there's a wall, complete wall, around the site, and that smoke already fits.
Throwing smoke. Smoke.
So that's what it'll look like. So eventually, people will catch on to your wall of smokes, and they're gonna start playing Heaven or Cat. So the way you smoke off that is to come on this line right here, the one with the red lighting, not that one. Writing. And the lining up, there's no really way. It's like the middle of the sky, basically. But the way I line it up is this line. It's up this line, and right when your model cuts off this part. The lining is very fiddly. I'll say that. So you see how on the bottom left of my screen, right there. You want to wait until it gets cut off, and even you see this little tanner part right here. It has to be like halfway up that tan part. And this could be, I don't think this could be different based on view models. But if you're on 4 or 3, it could obviously be different. And this smoke is very fiddly, just like the Heaven one.
Smoke.
On B site. But I did it. There is one smoke for quad, which is over here. Usually you'd molly it, but you can also just come stand over here, aim with this over this, and you do a jump throw. Not necessarily the most useful smoke, but I'm almost dead, and that will smoke off an offer at quad. So use at your discretion. Where be it? Yo, right where this brown stripe meets, you want to aim above it, right here, above the other this brown stripe, right where that brown stripe is at. And that will Molotov generator.
I'm throwing fire.
Which will help you get your sight take going out. So for cash, there's another molly as well, for B. You come into this corner, after breaking the window, you aim on this line, under these 2 dots.
Throwing fire.
And that molly is back to the